Hello again. This is one of my favorite talks because it's about transcendence. And this topic of transcendence is fascinating to people. If you do yoga, you'll feel you're transcending every day. It's exciting to be a yogi. Every day there is growth, there are spiritual dynamics, and you get to enjoy them. It's a glorious thing to transcend. We, in yoga, transcend normal awareness into spiritual awareness, into a life of daily transcendence. The dictionary says transcend comes from Latin and Middle English, meaning to climb over, to go beyond the limits of, to exceed, to surpass, to excel. And philosophy and theology say to go beyond the material universe is to transcend. Yoga has many beyonds. Beyond tension and turbulence, beyond mind, the thinking mind, beyond matter, beyond the buddhi, this witness consciousness. Go beyond the bliss, people say. Go beyond this sense of oneness with everybody. That's a great state, but go beyond that. And you'll enter into spiritual awareness and you'll get absorbed in spirit, and then what? Go beyond samadhi. That's what they say. Go beyond enlightenment. Go beyond your realization that you presently have every day. Go beyond today's divine leela, this divine play. Yoga and spiritual life are dynamic. We say it in an interesting story about the woodcutter. And this applies broadly to all yoga and all the different kinds of yoga. It's about transcending. This woodcutter would have to go out in the forest, cut some wood, get back, try to sell it so he could have supper, and then he'd continue day after day just going out to the fringes of the city to get what's available, and not much was available because there were other woodcutters. One day, in despair, wondering how he's going to fare, will he have supper that day or not? Will he get back to the village in time to sell his wood? With worries. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Well, I thought I was going to sneeze. But let's go farther. So this poor woodcutter, as we were saying, he, in despair, is out there getting what scraps of wood he can, and he meets a yogi out there. And the yogi says, "Go farther." And so the woodcutter wonders what that means, scurries back to town, sells his scraps of wood, has a little supper, a meager supper, goes to sleep and says, as he wakes up from his sleep, today that yogi said go farther. Maybe I should go farther. But it'll be a farther walk there and it'll be a farther walk back, but let's try it. So he goes farther and he finds a grotto with wonderful wood, wonderful trees. It was a great find. And so he brings good wood and plenty of wood back to the city. And he begins to prosper because he went farther. And so this goes on for a while because he's so happily financially okay. And so he's sleeping in a bed with a mattress, with sheets. He is sleeping and he thinks as he is about to fall asleep, the yogi didn't say go farther and you'll find good wood. He said go farther. So maybe I should go farther. So he does. The dawn comes, he gets up, he goes past these wonderful trees that are supporting him so nicely. He goes farther into the forest. and he finds sandalwood trees, precious sandalwood trees. Well, now he's just in great joy because he went farther. And so he brings back sandalwood and he gets a lot of money. He gets a house. He gets a very nice level of life. He's a prosperous man because he went farther. And so this goes on nicely because he's the sandalwood king. And he goes to sleep, and as he is about to fall asleep, he says, you know, the yogi said go farther. He didn't say you'd find sandalwood farther out there. He said just go farther. So maybe there's something beyond the sandalwood that I should find. So dawn comes, he gets up, he goes past the good trees, past the sandalwood trees, and there he finds among the rocks, as he goes farther, little shining bits of silver, indications of silver, and so he finds he can have a whole silver mine and be one of the top people in the city. He's now rich. He has his sandalwood grove, he has his silver mine, and he's just prosperous and everything is going well. He's beyond prosperous. He's wealthy. And as he goes to sleep, now he's in a bigger house, maybe a mansion by now, I don't know. It looks like a mansion. So, as he's about to sleep, he says, you know, that yogi said, go farther. He didn't mention silver. Maybe I should go past the silver mine on my next venture. So he does. He goes past the good trees, past the sandalwood trees, past his silver mine, and there, in the bed of a beautiful little river, he sees gold. Gold. Well, now he's just richer than rich. And he's very happy with life, and life goes well until the thrill of it all passes a little bit. Yes, I have silver and gold and sandalwood, but you know that yogi said go farther. He didn't say gold. He didn't say silver. I wonder if I go past the gold, if there's something there for me. And of course there is. He goes out past the good trees, past the sandalwood trees, past the silver, past the gold. And you know what happens next. Diamonds. This is a story about yoga. Go farther. There's no end to God realization. Just keep going farther. Transcend, 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 transcend. Never ends. The story of the adventure of the path and the beauty of going farther. So we say in yoga, wonderful. Now go farther. Yoga is about beyond, always and ever. What you know now, there's something more to know. What you experience now, there's something more to experience. There are certain realizations, but once you realize spirit and spirit everywhere, spirit within, spirit everywhere, what then? Well, Ramakrishna says the divine play. Spirit wants to express through you. Let it, and then Spirit will want to express in new ways through you. So that's the background for this issue that we raise. Now and then a devotee comes to me and says, Guruji, I can't transcend. I can't do it. I check their practices to see if they're preventing transcendence. I tell them transcending is a knack. like riding a bike. At first, why does it stand up? It keeps wanting to go this way or that. But you can't fall down on your bike. You just have the knack. When you fall asleep at night, that's a knack. You just let go. How does that airplane rise from the earthly runway into the sky? There are physics rules that make that happen. The Bernoulli effect and other effects, and jumbo jets fill the air. One of our students chose as her meditation object a jumbo jet because to her it was the most beautiful thing ever invented. Just so beautiful. And she had wonderful experiences meditating on her jumbo jet, 747. I know there are other numbers, but in those days, the big thing was you got to fly on a 747. I know a yogi who helped design the electronics in the 747. He was up in Silicon Valley. It was fascinating watching yoga and physics play together. Based on our yoga practice, yoga is a lot like just doing things well, and spiritual dynamics lift you up. Just like spiritual dynamics and physical mechanical dynamics lift a plane up. It's more a feeling when you do yoga of being lifted up than climbing up. Effort, climbing. It's more like you open to something higher and you get lifted up. Those are the main ways transcendence works. You get lifted up. At least keep that in mind. As you've heard and studied many times, we're marvelously endowed with consciousness. Right now, your consciousness is on this talk. And will he sneeze again? That kind of thing. Yogis call this, what you're doing right now, listening to this talk, we call this waking consciousness. But we can rise above waking consciousness in various meditative states. There's another truth. Tonight, you'll be tired and you won't want to be in your waking consciousness. You'll want to sleep. And in sleep, you may dream and you may go beyond the dreaming kind of sleep to a deeper quality of sleep. And you'll be refreshed and you'll want to be in waking consciousness in the morning. So you leave waking consciousness, you enjoy refreshing sleep, you've changed your consciousness around. From physical and mental and emotional well-being, we want to sleep. 1/3 of our days are spent sleeping on average. So that means 1/3 of our lives are spent sleeping. We don't function well without releasing our waking consciousness. We lie down, relax, and let our awareness go inside to sweet repose and renewal, and hopefully inspiration. Have you ever felt, I had such a wonderful sleep last night? And you feel refreshed and invigorated. It was just a particularly great sleep. Well, what happened there is you went beyond normal dreamless. Well, you went beyond dreams and beyond dreamless sleep into a fourth state, we call it, turiya, a contact with soul while you're sleeping. And just bear in mind, now and then you say, I had a great sleep last night. Chances are you tuned in with your soul. This fourth state, waking, dream, dreamless, this fourth is called turiya, means the fourth state. It's the home of our consciousness. It's our core being. It gives us the other three, the ability to be awake and to dream and to be in dreamless sleep, this marvelous turiya. At least that's the yoga viewpoint, because learning about this fourth state, this turiya, you discover your soul and you discover spirit. So if you have days where my sleep was fantastic, I don't know what happened, probably you were experiencing a high yoga state too. We call it a high yoga state, turiya. You awaken renewed, you're feeling fresh. You're feeling that you were comforted, perhaps even a healing quality happened last night. You sense all is well. You sense oneness with your source, oneness with humankind, connected to everybody. You're untroubled, you're in peace. You feel empowered. Perhaps you sense the divine or holiness or a divine presence. You've transcended all the way home. Yogis say, I don't want to just have turiya, the fourth state, when I'm lying in bed, not that alert. I want in my waking consciousness to go to this fourth state. I want to experience in meditation. That's our strategy. I'm going to meditate and find this. So in meditation, we also want to find turiya, this clear source consciousness, free of thoughts, free of emotions, memories, just a clear awareness that is wondrous and refreshing. We call this turiya by various names. One is popular, most popular, superconsciousness, or we call it transcendental consciousness. And feel free to use these words to describe this state. I'm going to use them interchangeably now. When we speak of higher consciousness, we mean this turiya, this superconsciousness. It's real and could be accessible to everyone because it's all at the core of our being. But you can't experience it if your consciousness is stuck or preoccupied elsewhere. If you live in fear and anxiety, if you live frustrated and angry, if you live, I'm lonely, or I'm unloved, or I'm disrespected, or not appreciated, on and on. These other preoccupations stand in the way of transcendence. You can't experience it if your consciousness is preoccupied or stuck elsewhere. About the world, about the job, or about the pay, or about the bad memory of what happened when you were 5 or 15 or 50. That has to be let go. What's in your subconscious, not just your day-to-day waking consciousness, but your pile of memories or your file of memories. Are they in a pile or are they in file? You know? Anyway, however neat your subconscious is, very often it's in the way. It's why you can't transcend, because there's a lot of homework there, a lot of unresolved things that are still bugging you, hurting you. If our consciousness is stuck or busy with desires, fears, frustrations, wounds, outrages, disappointments, ambitions, it can't come home to turiya, except during some beautiful divine sleeps. And sometimes, even when you're really troubled, you get this deep, wondrous, renewing sleep. Your soul arranges it for you, thanks to the soul. And very often, if you're in all these troubled states, when your soul gives you this beautiful sleep, it's just something deep within you wants you to be encouraged and renewed and have a better life. So it comes from deep within you as a grace, as a kindness. So the point here is a major factor in whether you can transcend is how clear is your consciousness? How clear can your consciousness be? How easily can you leave outer awareness and come home to Turiya? Clarity is the key to your transcendence. Can you get clear? Then you transcend. Clarity, this is the main point, maybe the main point of the talk, other than let yourself transcend. This is no problem for you. But if you can't transcend, clarity or purity is more important than transcending, because once you get clear, spiritual dynamics will just push you or lift you. You'll transcend. It's just if you can't let yourself get clear or pure enough, if your consciousness is tied up elsewhere, then it's busy and transcendence won't happen. So if you're having trouble transcending, just get clear and free. Like, not this, not this. Let go the ideas, let go the feelings, just let go. Just like when you let go and go to sleep. Just in meditation, let go, let go, let go. Not this, not this, not this. Until you're clear. And you'll abide in clear. It's awfully nice there. Feels wonderful. Then God will lift you up. You don't have to worry about transcending, making an effort there. You've made the effort. You opened yourself to spirit, and spirit working and moving in you, and transcendence occurs. So if we have trouble transcending and going beyond our thoughts, feelings, deep memories, it helps to purify, to let go. That's the point. Let go of whatever it is that's in the way. We need to release our sense of self, our ego. We need to release our desires, our cravings, our anger, our fear, our concern about all the things we own being taken from us. We have to get into a pure mind. Then transcendence happens. But also, I'd like you to bear in mind, purity is our real nature. I know the ego is impure. It's a false sense of self, and it's conniving for its own advancement and its own importance and its primacy, a false sense of self. But back of that, beyond that ego, there's a purity that's always there. In the view of yoga, purity is the real nature of you and me. It's the true nature of the self of man. And Hinduism uniquely long ago discovered a higher dimension to the personality of man. We call it, as I mentioned, the superconscious. The superconscious is always trying to awaken us and lift us up. You just get out of the way and it'll happen, because the superconscious is pulling us up. So this might help you. It's the eye-level understanding or the eye-level process. You can stimulate transcendence by becoming knowledgeable and able in each of these levels. So have fun with them. And this doesn't have to apply to everything. For example, you can lower your gaze. We're going to talk about the lowered gaze. You can lower your gaze and feel love, and love can expand everywhere and reveal spirit. But chances are, if you lower your gaze, just let your eyes go down toward the floor or your knees, or just let your eyes look down and center in the heart center. If you're not a meditator and you're starting meditating, the first thing that will happen is you'll stimulate your subconscious with all its memories and all its imaginings to occur to your consciousness. You just gaze down a while, you'll feel a bit heavy and sleepy and drowsy, but with your gaze lowered, you'll find that what comes to mind is stored units of memories, pains, wantings, yearnings, just your emotional life can be viewed there. And so if we want to do clearing, we can go down there and let it ventilate. Just let all those memories go. If they come back, we let them go some more. Our goal is to end up free of anger, fear, guilt, grief, arrogance, prejudice, and jealousy, to let go of those. When we let go, we find our heart is alive with love. We have the natural feeling of the heart. It's love, unconditional love, already there. Don't have to invent it or what should we say, take units of consciousness, put them all together till we got love going. We don't have to assemble it. It's there. Once we're free of the fetters that tie us down, anger, fear, guilt, grief, arrogance, prejudice. I throw in jealousy too, because I think it's important. Just lowered gaze, you're aware of what's in your heart. And stored pain, stored everything. All kinds of feelings and fantasies and realities and also imaginings. So, if you're ready to do the lowered gaze, just get to know this. Get to know and have the ability to lower your gaze and stimulate your subconscious mind to reveal basically what's bugging you or what's troubling you. And it's just nice to know your feeling nature better. So we're going to practice each of these. First, the lowered gaze, while focusing the awareness in the heart center, the energy in the spine, back of the heart, and just relax and be aware of what this lowered gaze helps you to do. Enter into and get to know your subconscious component. So let's do this, and join me after you've done this for a while.